Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time.
You're listening to another episode of Last Night's Coffee with Chuck and Jon.
Greetings, earthlings and locally hated megachurch pastors. We are back for episode 161 of Last Night's Coffee with Chuck and Jon.
Racking them up, dude.
I'm Chuck. That's Jon. He's the world's youngest Gen Xer. He might not be Gen X, the numbers might not add up, but he's got Gen X tendencies. And I'm going to have mush mouth all day today.
That's what it sounded like. That's hilarious. I loved it. Great intro. Great intro.
Probably one of the best.
Yeah, probably one of the best. Thank you.
I need to put some kind of like rubber band on these springs on this mic stand.
Is it bouncing on you? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You can't be hitting it now.
What do I do? I don't know what to do with my hands.
Keep them in your pockets. We're having to go over podcast rules on the podcast.
I could put tape on them.
You would not know this is 161.
ASMR with Chuck.
You got a ratchet to click.
Okay, that's better.
Okay.
Ratchet.
Yeah, like the clicking noise of a ratchet.
Oh, probably. Dude, this daggum, the sign shop that I film in is a disaster, except for right there.
That was purposefully cleaned up.
I had to straighten it up before we started.
Yeah, I get it. It.
But I don't know what has happened down here, but it is a disaster. We're back.
Yeah.
I had a crazy busy weekend.
You did. I can't wait to hear all about it.
Did you have a crazy busy weekend?
No, I didn't. I spent most of the weekend at home. I didn't do much, man. I watched a little bit of football here and there.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that, man. But other than that, I'm excited to hear about your weekend.
I was starving by the time I left the racetrack Saturday. I
don't doubt it, man. I do not doubt it. How was it?
It was great. So it was Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Yep.
First race of the playoffs if you follow NASCAR. Charlie's in that Speed U program, so they are partners with the racetrack in some kind of way. I'm not sure all the details on that. But they go up and set up in the fan zone and interact with people and show the stages of, young racers coming up. And they got their simulators and all that out there. So Friday night, Charlie spent all day Friday at the track, I think.
Okay.
I don't know. He'll probably talk about it on his podcast because he did some interviews with some of the other Speed U students.
Oh, cool.
Saturday. Okay, so Saturday. Oh, wait, no, let me back up to Friday. Friday, I get home. I go to town. I get home. I get back in my truck and I go up to the shop.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure why I went up to the shop at that time, but I went to the shop. And as I'm pulling into the shop, I hear scoot, 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 scoot. I'm like, that's not good. I thought it was rear brakes because I haven't done them since I owned the truck and it's been 6 years. So I'm like, it's probably rear brakes, no biggie.
Right.
I know the time is coming.
Sure.
I've had almost 100,000 miles on the truck. That's about the lifespan of rear brakes on a Chevy.
Mm-hmm.
It was not the rear brakes. It was the wheel bearing failed. And the rotor was rubbing the backing plate.
Oh my gosh. So like bad failed. Bad failed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that wasn't good.
So you spent your Friday taking your truck apart.
No, I didn't because I had other stuff to do Friday.
Oh no.
And so I went ahead and went and got the part and come back and had everything. I thought it was just going to be a quick swap over. I knew I needed some other front end work done, but I thought it was just going to be quick. Pop that in, pop that out, and get another few thousand miles out of it before I really had to work on it.
Yeah.
Saturday morning, I had to get up, take the race car to the track. So I took the race car to the track, come back, and started working on the truck. It turned out it needed ball joints and an axle.
Oof.
Yeah.
And do you think those went bad because of the bearing just causing
No.
more wear and tear on the other ones, or you think it's
the
just
ball joints were already bad enough to where I had already done the left side and I had the right side in stock.
I
I just
got you.
hadn't got around to doing it yet.
I got you.
And the axle was, it was junked. Anyway, like it was,
happens.
the boots were busted and it was like
Yeah.
just blah, 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 flopping.
Yeah. Flopping around.
So knocked that out, turned around, took a shower, went all the way back to the racetrack, and spent the afternoon at the racetrack. Right before the race starts, Chip's like, "Hey man, can y'all take the Polaris and go to the infield and get some tables and bring them back out to the tent for Raceway Ministries?" We're like, me and one of the other dads like, "Sure." Take Charlie. He knows where everything goes. We're thinking 2 tables and like 4 chairs.
Uh-huh.
It was about 30 chairs and probably 6 or 7 tables.
Holy smokes.
2 trips.
Okay.
So we're in the infield. We're kind of bummed out because we're in the infield for the start of the race,
Mm-hmm.
and we 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 get all the stuff together, and crap. What was I saying?
You're getting your tables and chairs.
Yeah, I got looking at something on your mic versus my mic, and I forgot.
Oh,
So we get the tables and chairs. Squirrel. We get the table. So we're down there. We're down there for the start of the race, which was pretty cool because I got a cool video. I don't know if I sent it to you where the cars are not there and then they go across the track.
no, you haven't said that one to me.
It was pretty cool. I could probably send it to you because that wouldn't be like any copyright thing, and you could play
Probably. Yeah.
it on the video here. But I'll just
Dead air, dead air, dead air.
that's what our editor's for.
Yeah, put all the work on him. He'll be all right.
Sorry, producer, editor. Yeah, so if you just pop that right there.
Yep, pulling it up now.
Somewhere in there.
You're on the infield right here.
Yeah. And the car's just like, I got it framed there. And, it's just kind of, you can kind of, oh, look, it's a racetrack. And then,
There they go.
yeah.
Man,
So that's how
that's a pretty cool view.
So we get back over there, we get all the tables unloaded, and we're like, man, let's go get our seat. The kids are all gone. It's just me, Charlie, one of the other dads, and Chip. And Chip's like, hey man, you want to go over to our RV on the back straightaway, or do you want to go in the stands? And I'm like, do you have anything cold to drink over there? He's like, maybe.
All right.
I got some Mountain Dews in my truck. I'm like, oh, cool. I like Mountain Dew. But they were not cold Mountain Dews. They had just been sitting in his, it was just a 6-pack of bottle Mountain Dews that had been sitting in his truck in the heat all day.
Ooh.
You can't drink that.
No.
That's nuclear.
It doesn't taste the same.
That's nuclear.
Yeah.
It will go through you in ways that you don't want it to go through you. They should give you that. That's what they should give you when you had to get a colonoscopy. You should just put a cup of Mountain Dew in the microwave and warm it up
Yes,
Do a shot, and it will clean everything out.
absolutely. Absolutely. That's a
So,
good idea.
so anyway, we make it over there. I find me a water, chilling out, dude. The cool thing about it, I like sitting on the fence at a race, at a dirt race, because
Sure.
that same vibe.
Ah,
Yeah, is that same vibe. Uh, we caution comes out, go sit in the trailer in the camper for a minute, chill
mm-hmm.
out, go to the restroom, sit in a recliner,
Cool off.
cool off, and then hop right back out when you hear cars stage back up.
Yeah.
You got the TVs, so you can watch replays. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then Ken Ragan and David Ragan showed up.
Just happened to show up right there.
Yeah, they come to see Chip, and I know you don't know who Ken Ragan is too much, other than what I've told you about him.
Right.
He stole a French fry, and I haven't forgiven him for that yet. But I always feel like when Ken walks up to you, you're in trouble,
Really.
and I haven't even done anything wrong. I feel like when I see Ken Ragan, I'm in trouble. I don't know what it is. Like initially, and I'm never in trouble, but initially I'm in trouble. When I see
Yeah.
him walking up, I think one time when I worked for Richard Petty Driving Experience, and he was working at Legends, the Legends.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he runs the Georgia Legends stuff, and they were in the same strip of old built garages over there at AMS. I think he got onto us about something like as a group. I can't remember. There was something. There was slight friction, possibly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now, whenever I see Ken, I think I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
It's like ingrained in me that, and he probably don't even remember it,
No, probably not.
you know. But I'm in trouble every time I see Ken. I mean, it's like when the principal comes walking through. When you're at school and you see the principal and you don't know what you did, but you know you did something wrong.
So, how many times have you seen this guy to where this affects you?
I guess it was just. I mean, I've had encounters with him several times through Charlie's school and stuff,
Right.
but I think it goes back to that deal back in time
Oh man.
that
Oh
when I
man. It's
see
like
Ken, I
childhood
think
memories that affect you. You know what I
like
mean? It's like
yeah,
a traumatic experience.
yeah, like and it probably wasn't even nothing, but he's just got that principal look that when he comes
Yeah.
walking up, you're like, oh crap, hide whatever, how that water bottle,
No, what
hide,
about his what about his son? Like, how's his son? How's that?
dude, his son's cool. So he used to drive the UPS Ford
Mm-hmm.
for number 6 Ford,
Right.
and I talked to him a little bit. I was like, and I don't like bothering people to get their pictures,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm like, this is cool. David, can I get your picture? And Ken's like, I'll take it. And I was like, no, man, I want you in it too. So I got one of the other dads to take it.
Oh, cool.
And we sat there, and then we just went back to watching the race. It was under caution. We went back to watching the race, and we were just talking. He was telling me some things about the track
Yeah.
because I had asked him because I thought there was a hump in front of it, like a little dip in front of us. I had
Mm-hmm.
noticed the spoilers a couple times it dipped down, and he said, yeah, he said if you get a little low coming out of 2 right here, you'll hit that dip. He said I think it's where they paved it last
Mm.
time, and it's 2 seams coming together, but I'm not real sure. Okay, cool. And yeah, it was fun, man. That is, people talk about Disney magic.
Mm-hmm.
There's racetrack magic
Mm.
if you're there enough. You never know
Right.
what's going. There's going to be times at the racetrack that things happen, and you go, "Whoa, that was cool."
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so
That's definitely one of those experiences, man. The picture that what'd you say Charlie took of you just leaning up against the fence with those guys,
yeah,
that's important, man. That's a really cool picture.
yeah. That I'm really happy with that one. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
because you don't really. It's just racers watching a race.
Yeah.
You know.
Racers in their natural habitat. Yeah.
So, and I think we raced with Ken Ragan. When I ran go karts, he was running go karts for some reason.
Mm. Oh,
In
really?
the 90s. I think he had a wreck and it was part of his recovery. He had broke his back or something. He
Oh,
got
geez.
hurt really bad at. So when I was running karts, he was doing some kart running on his way back, trying to recover from it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, then Sunday came around and Mary Beth and Charlie went to the track, and I had to work, so I just stayed at home and watched it on TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So does Ken Reagan know you on like a first name basis? Like, does he say like, "What's up, Chuck"?
no, but he talks to you, and I think he talks to everybody like he knows you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I
He's
didn't
just
feel
that
like he
kind of
did. Like he walked up to me. There was other people standing around, but he walked up to me. He's like, "Where's Moody at?" I'm like, I think he just left." He goes, "Well, where's Coleman at?" I'm like, "That's one of Chip's sons." I said, "I haven't seen him at all.
Yeah.
I don't know where Coleman's at." Kind of found out he was dove hunting, but
Oh,
he wasn't even at the track. That's why I didn't see him. But but then they just hung her out for a little while.
yeah. That's a super cool experience, man. Not many people can talk like that. You know what I mean? Can talk about stuff like that.
Yeah, it'd be like you're sitting there watching. You know, standing there in the standing room only area at the at the Brave Stadium or something, and maybe Andrew Jones walks up beside you and starts talking to you.
Right.
You know,
Right. That's super neat.
so yeah, I was pretty happy with it. But man, other than that, that was my weekend.
Yeah. Did you catch any football? I know you were busy. Did you catch any football?
I watched. I kept up with things.
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of a game. I don't know what game it was. I turned it on for a second, and I was like, "Oh, cool football."
Yeah.
But had it been me and it had it been my camper, I would have had the
Hmm.
Georgia game on while I was watching the race.
Ah.
You know what I mean? That's how
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
roll, but
Yeah.
they don't roll like that.
Well, I mean, the Georgia game was a blowout. There wasn't too much to watch there. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
you still got to watch them.
That's true.
I
That's true.
think,
You still want to.
dude. Well, let's talk about. Are we talking about football now?
Yeah, man. We are
Is that
entering
where
the football wrap up.
is that where we're at? Is
That's where we're
football?
at, brother. Yeah.
Do we want to just go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off and talk about Notre Dame getting beat?
Yes. Yes,
Okay,
we do.
Notre Dame got beat by.
Bad.
They paid somebody what $1.3 million to come beat them up.
It's pretty rough, man. That was a rough loss, man, to Northern Illinois, and I loved their reaction. Like their coach's reaction, their team's reaction. I loved it all, man. They should be so proud of themselves. They should relish every moment of it. Yeah, just enjoy it. Enjoy it, Northern Illinois. You deserve that.
Yeah, they have entered the realm of Appalachian State.
That's right.
Like from now on, when they come to play people, it's gonna be uh-oh.
That's that team that beat Notre Dame.
Yeah.
You don't know what they can do.
The bad thing is everybody in their conference is gonna be trying to knock them off.
Oh yeah,
Like,
for sure.
They are gonna come full guns a blazing.
Yeah, they got a target on their back now. That's for sure.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's gonna be a rough season.
I agree.
Because everybody wants to beat the team that beat Notre Dame now.
Yeah, in that tiny little old conference they're probably in. Yeah,
yeah. It's gonna be on like Donkey Kong. Georgia beat Tennessee Tech. We talked about that.
Yep.
Let's see. What did who did we, we got to talk about Colorado. Prime time was not prime.
What happened with Colorado? I didn't see the Colorado game.
They got beat by Nebraska 28-10.
Whoo.
Alabama won against South Florida, but they struggled in the first half.
You don't say. Alabama's not going to be that good. They're going to be decent for sure. They're going to be a pretty decent SEC team, but they're not going to be the powerhouse. I expect a big drop off from Alabama this year. That's not surprising.
I do.
Let's see. I'm flipping through some of the scores here. Oh,
I did.
Georgia Tech lost, unfortunately, keeping it a little bit of a homer theme here. Georgia Tech is not going to have the unbeaten season we were hoping for. They lost to Syracuse 31-28. So they are probably not going to be ranked anymore.
No.
Michigan and Texas played. Texas beat Michigan. That was a big game.
Texas beat Michigan at home.
Yeah, big game, big win.
Yeah, and it was a 31-12, so it was a commanding win.
Right.
It couldn't happen to a better team. I can't stand Michigan.
Yeah, me either. Me either.
Even before the whole scandal. Let's see.
Yeah, I agree.
Tulane lost.
What about professional? Did you get to watch any of the NFL football?
No, I did not. What did your
Well, I got to watch the second half of the Falcons game. I kind of watched it like play by play on my phone on ESPN app for the first half, and then I got to watch the second half on television. And they suck, man. The Falcons, they really suck. Their defense did okay. They held the Pittsburgh Steelers to 6 field goals. They never scored a touchdown. Okay, so if your defense doesn't give up a touchdown, your offense should win that game for you. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And they just paid Kirk Cousins $100 million for 2 years, and he sucked. He sucked the big one for their opener, man. It looked like he couldn't complete a pass to save his life. I think he completed a whopping 2 or 3 passes in the second half. He sucked. It was
what
awful.
You're saying is the Falcons are in true midseason form.
I am. Look, they drafted. I think I talked about this on the show. The Falcons paid Kirk Cousins $100 million for 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay, this is his first year. They drafted with their first round draft pick, number 8 overall in the draft, a quarterback. Right after they paid some guy $100 million to come play quarterback. So they have a first round draft pick sitting on the bench right now. Now, right. I am not going to be like most Falcons fans and say, screw Kirk Cousins, bench him, throw the rookie in there, because the rookie's trying to learn the playbook just like Kirk Cousins is trying to learn the playbook. Correct. However, I do kind of think the rookie might have at least a little more athletic ability than this guy in his, I think he's pushing his mid 30, he might be 32, 33, something like that. So it's like, what is the youngster, what kind of youth and exuberance does he have to offer? You know what I mean?
Right. I was listening, I can't remember if it was McAfee or Drinking Bros was talking about it. And they were talking about who's the star. You get Kirk Cousins and you pay him that money, but then you go, your first draft pick is a quarterback. Which one is the star?
Right. Well, Penix is gonna be your star. Unfortunately, you overpaid for Kirk Cousins, but one of the things that made Aaron Rodgers so great is that he was able to sit on the bench for 2 years behind Brett Favre and learn.
Yeah. He
didn't play at all, really, because Brett Favre was the freaking man. He broke ribs, broke thumbs. He kept playing, dude. He did not care. So when you play behind a guy like Brett Favre, you're never going to get a chance to play. So I think a lot of franchises are kind of recognizing that to sit a quarterback for a couple of years and allow him to adjust to the speed of the NFL game, because it's so different from college. It really helps those quarterbacks, right? To give them that adjustment period where they're not playing every single down. They can kind of adjust to the play calling, to the speed of play, to the speed of guys, all of that stuff. Maybe that's what the Falcons are shooting for. And so I think in this case, Penix is going to be the star. Kirk Cousins is never going to be. He's coming off an injury, first of all. Like I said, he's in his 30s. He's not going to throw the ball like he used to. He's just not. So I think what you got was another kind of watered down version of Matt Ryan, which is what they're used to. So I think if we can deal with this for a couple of years, hopefully hang on to some key pieces like Bijan Robinson and some of the other guys on defense, maybe you'll stand a chance, in a couple of years. Yeah. But you can't let $100 million man sit on the bench. You don't do that.
And they played the Steelers yesterday.
Yeah.
Somebody in Steelers said it felt like a home game.
Dude, there was a lot of yellow towels in the stands. I'm not going to lie. And I know, look, unfortunately, Atlanta fans make this excuse every single time. They're like, oh, yeah, Dallas fans always show up in Atlanta. Oh, yeah, Ravens fans always show up in Atlanta. Oh, yeah, whatever team. Steelers fans always show up in Atlanta. Screw this, man. It seems like every team, we just make this excuse. Like, how about Falcons fans buy tickets and go to the games? You know what I mean? Like, if they made, I get that the food is affordable, but if they could somehow make the ticket prices more affordable to your average Joe to go to a game, they would have a lot more Falcons fans.
Yeah. Yeah, they would. And you watch a daggum, I've said it before, you watch a Falcons game and it sounds like, if there's not a lot of people there from the other team, it sounds dead.
Yeah. Well, they've been accused of pumping noise into the Georgia Dome before. I wouldn't be surprised if they're doing it here when they have to.
They might have to. I don't have a favorite NFL team.
Come on, man. You got to be a homer.
I'm a homer in everything but Falcons.
Well, look, things aren't looking good for the Falcons the next couple of weeks because they're playing the Eagles next and then the Kansas City Chiefs the week after that. So they got their work cut out for them.
I guess I'm going to have to jump on the Chiefs bandwagon.
Don't do that. Be a Jackson Mahomes fan, not Patrick. Be a Jackson.
I kind of like Miami Dolphins.
They're entertaining to watch, and their coach is hilarious.
Yes, I love the coach. Have you seen the pictures of his transition to Miami?
Yes. Yeah, how he went Miami on him.
Yeah.
Dude.
I like their coach, and he's young.
He's young. His play calling is smart. He wins football games. He's kind of figured it out how to close games out.
Yeah.
And he's learned how to utilize his offensive weapons really well. Guys like Tyreek Hill and things like that. Like, one of the problems I always had with the Falcons is they can never get their playmakers involved. Julio Jones was here forever, and every year he would have like 3 touchdowns. This guy, Coach Mike, I can't remember his last name, but anyway, for the Dolphins, he really learns how to get his playmakers involved. And I like Tua. I like watching Tua play down there. You know what I mean? People doubted him coming into the NFL, and I like to see him succeed just because people doubted him.
Yeah. We're going to talk more about the Dolphins next week. We're going to let some of the Tyreek Hill stuff kind of settle out more before we go bashing the cops in Miami.
Yeah, we'll get more information before we get on to that.
It's going to be a cop on a power trip, honestly.
I'm waiting for the body cam footage.
Yeah, let's see the body cam footage and just see how they acted.
That's right. Let's take a quick ad break real quick, man, and gather ourselves and move out of this football wrap up. That was a good segment, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking with us through this ad break, guys. I'm here to tell you about one of our sponsors, Eileen Ayers with Bush Realty. You can check her out at movingcoweta.com for all of your real estate needs. in the metro Atlanta area. That's movingcoweta.com. Eileen Ayers with Bush Realty. Now back to the show.
All right, and we're back from that break. Linkin Park has a new lead singer.
They do, man. They do. And it's a shocker of a lead singer, in my opinion.
I don't know who Emily Armstrong is.
Me either.
Okay, so we're on the same page.
Yep. But a bit of a reach, right? Like I'm not being weird, and I'm not necessarily against female singing at all.
No, I love a female rocker.
Yeah. It's just I have mixed emotions on replacing Chester with Emily Armstrong
Have you watched
and calling
any
it
of the-
Linkin Park.
Well, I mean, look at bands whose lead singers have died
Yeah.
and kept on going. And
That's
are
true.
Replaced lead singers.
But my point is I don't like it. I don't think they should be considered that same band anymore.
Well, Leonard Skinner was considered Leonard Skinner, wasn't he? Or was he? To you?
Yeah. They went by Leonard's. No, they went by something different.
No.
They stayed Leonard Skinner.
Yeah. Yep.
See, in my opinion, this is now a Linkin Park tribute band. This is now a Linkin Park cover band. Like when Bradley Knoll died, I don't think they should have kept making Sublime, and they didn't. They became known as a different group for a little while called the Long Beach Dub All Stars. When Sublime's lead singer Bradley Knoll died, they became the Long Beach Dub All Stars for a little while. They became Sublime with Rome for a little while when they got this guy named Rome singing for him, and now they're just touring as Sublime with Bradley's son singing for them.
Well, that's like the Grateful Dead touring as Dead and Company.
Right. They should be called something else. You can like Creedence Clearwater Revisited, right? Like,
Okay.
I think, in my opinion, you're no longer Linkin Park.
What about the Allman Brothers when their lead guitarist died? And then their other guitar or bass player died.
You're
Should they still
no
be
longer the
together?
Allman Brothers. No.
Mm.
In my opinion, you're no longer the Allman Brothers. Like, I think let it rest, man. Let it be what it was, right? I think Linkin Park was what they were at the time.
Okay. I think so. Nirvana was done anyway.
Right.
So we can't use that as the best example.
But if they had a replacement, say Eddie Vedder came in and started with them instead of, say he did, could you call that Nirvana still?
No.
You couldn't, right?
Absolutely not with Eddie Vedder. That's not even the same sound.
But I'm just saying, if there was a front man with the same type of charisma, because I mean, for all intents and purposes, Eddie Vedder was just as big as Kurt Cobain, right?
Yes.
Like if it was the same type of front man came in there and led the band, right? With the same type of charisma and all that, would it still be Nirvana? Or if Dave Grohl hired a drummer and took over singing?
No, that wouldn't have been Nirvana at all.
Right. I'm just
okay,
saying.
well, let's talk about bands that have fired their lead singer.
Ooh,
Journey.
Journey. Yeah, that's a good one.
They're still touring and still doing big shows with a
Yeah.
Filipino dude that happens to sound just like their original lead singer.
Foreigner is doing the same thing. They have a foreigner singing for them now.
Oh, let's talk about something. We were talking about Rock and Roll Hall of Fame the other day.
Okay.
Should Foreigner be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I like some of their tracks, man, but I mean, for their time, they had some hits like Hot Blooded, Cold as Ice.
Cold as ice.
You know what I mean? They've had some hits, right? But
Right. They don't have that.
yeah, no, it's not like Journey. It's not like when Don't Stop
Yeah.
Believing comes on. You know what I mean? People can't help but sing along, even though that's one of my least favorite songs. But like, you can't help but like, you know what I mean? Like, just feel it. I don't know. I've seen them in concert. They were great live. They sounded exactly like their track. I mean, they were super old at the time. Like I said, besides the lead singer, I think the rest of them were original members.
Well, that's how Linkin Park is now. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like it.
You don't like Ellie Armstrong? Did you listen to her sing?
I watched her on stage. I watched some videos. I don't.
Yeah.
Like
what did you think of her performance, her voice, her vocal?
Her voice is awesome.
Yeah.
And okay. Oh wait, I got another band. No Doubt.
No Doubt. Who did they replace?
She is not the original singer of No Doubt.
No way.
Yeah.
Gwen Stefani was not the original singer? Ooh. See, what was that album where Don't Speak came out? That was when I started listening to them.
So their original lead singer, before they made it big, died. And she had to take over.
And was she that guy's girlfriend already? Or did she become that guy's girlfriend?
She was already in the band, but she had to take over lead vocals.
Wow.
And now we have the No Doubt that we have. So,
wow. I don't know, man.
Or when we say that they shouldn't be, are we being what if they come out with some new stuff that's like, ooh.
Look, I didn't hate her vocals. I liked it. When I listened to a couple of songs, it took a couple of songs to enjoy it. I'm not going to lie. It took listening to a couple of songs for me to be like, oh, she's actually killing it up there.
Yeah, she's killing it.
My point is, it's just not Linkin Park. Like, call yourself something else.
The vibe don't feel the same.
What would you call a Linkin Park knockoff? Would you call them like Linkin Playground?
Emily Park?
Emily Park?
Or Lincoln Armstrong?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I just, again, they're a cover band.
Okay, so they're a cover band now.
In my opinion. What else we got to talk about this week, man?
Oasis.
Oasis.
We have Oasis news.
That's right. They're making a reunion.
Yes. The brothers are back together.
All of the shows are in England, Ireland, I think.
Right now. They've been teasing some America stuff.
They'd sell out MSG in a heartbeat, but you and I were both talking. You had the great idea on the venue for them, the perfect venue.
They need to come play the Spear and walk away and never do another concert.
Champagne Supernova in the Sphere is mind-blowing. The thought of it, just the concept is mind-blowing.
Yeah. And they're not really what you would consider a psychedelic jam band type situation.
No.
But golly, that would be awesome.
Ugh. And big champagne bottles just floating around everywhere or something.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Man, I can see it. I can see it all over the place. I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. I wouldn't mind taking Mary Beth to that if they had a Georgia stop eventually.
Yeah.
I tend to be, dude, what would Wonderwall look like in the Sphere?
Wonderwall.
Wonderwall.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
What would that would probably be kind of trippy.
That would be, man.
Live Forever.
I think they could do so much, man. I think that's a perfect fit for the Sphere. I really, really do. And if they could somehow do an American leg for this tour, even if it's like MSG, the Sphere, Red Rocks, like just play some of these big venues. Like
Oasis at Red Rocks.
Oh,
do you know how much those tickets would be?
Oh, it'd be worth every penny.
They'd be impossible. They said, what did they say for Post Malone at the Opry at the Ryman? Was it
Oh,
$22,000 a piece? Was what 2 tickets went for?
yep, yep. He sold tickets for 22,000 each.
Yeah,
That's unreal, dude. And that's
and he's
Post
so
Malone at the Opry.
he's
I mean,
such a
no
nice
offense.
guy.
I love Posty. I'm not dogging him by any means. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
he's like the nicest guy.
He really is. And I love how he can just mingle. He's kind of a chameleon where he just mingles into every genre and he's just
Yeah,
as nice and sweet as he can be and works his way through the industry like no one I've seen, you know.
they're talking like he's going to do another. He wants to do the Nirvana thing again, like they
Yeah,
did
that would
during
be neat.
COVID. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, that'd be neat. Well, look, what's next on the agenda here?
Oh,
Oh, ooh,
ooh,
next
ooh,
on the notes, dude. I sent you this article this morning.
the livestock murderer.
So in this tiny town in California, this dude went on an absolute rampage and killed 81 animals in 3 hours.
He killed
Um,
miniature horses.
yeah,
Who kills
mini
miniature
horses,
horses?
mini horses, goats, chickens, guinea pigs. This guy, I mean, 81 animals. The police started receiving calls at 3:30 in the morning of gunfire. And I don't know how he's got off 3 hours worth of shots in California, but he did. They've got him in custody now. Let's see, 14 goats, 9 chickens, 7 ducks, 5 rabbits, 1 guinea pig, 33 parakeets, and cockatiels.
Did he shoot the parakeets? And if he did, how did they count that? I mean, I don't know what you shoot a parakeet with to where it don't go poof.
How do they know? He must have been a pretty good shot. I'm just saying, like, Vicente Arroyo is his name. I mean, the United States didn't win any of the shooting medals in the Olympics this year.
No.
How sad is that? They might want to look at this guy when he gets out of
Hey,
prison.
they got a guy in custody.
He killed 1 pony named Lucky
He wasn't too lucky.
and 2 miniature horses named Estrella and Princessa.
What did they give a reason why?
No, no motive is known right now. I watched several news things, and I've read several articles about it. There is zero motive at this time. That's it, dude. What if they flipped a switch on this guy?
They flipped the switch on him and it went massively wrong.
All the livestock mutilation that's been reported that we think is like aliens and or Bigfoot could be MK Ultra misfires. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This guy just went on a rampage. It was an MK Ultra misfire. Misfire on cylinder 6, dude. Poor Lucky.
The Georgia mayor that hid the booze for the inmates is being charged with a felony.
Yes, dude. What a great story this is, man. Moving on to the next story we have in odd news. Georgia mayor faces felony charges after investigators say he stashed alcohol in a ditch for prisoners. This is Thompson Mayor Benji Cranford. He was indicted on Wednesday and arrested by the GBI. He was arrested at a city hall meeting. Upon the conclusion of the city hall meeting, it was pretty strong show of force there from the GBI to do it in front of the city hall members, right? Like the city council members and stuff.
Yeah. I'm just looking up to see where Thompson, Georgia is at.
Oh yeah, do that.
It's
So here's the details of what he did. He's 52 years old. 52-year-old Cranford drove to a store on June 3rd, bought a bottle of Seagram's extra dry gin, and left it in a ditch along Georgia 150 in Thompson in the path of a work crew of state prisoners from the Jefferson County Correctional Institution.
okay. So what about the guys that throw a pack of cigarettes out?
So, you talking about me?
Are- I'm not
I may
naming
have-
any names because I don't want to indict my fellow co-host as a felon.
Well, I mean, it's all hearsay at this point, as far as I'm
if
concerned.
you
And
did, if you
dude,
did,
it was a long time ago. We may have been past the statute of limitations.
Okay.
If I did throw a pack of cigarettes out, I feel like I made those prisoners like week at least, or their day. You know
Well,
what I'm
wouldn't
saying?
a bottle of Seagram's gin make their month?
That would make their month, bro. Man, but how do they sneak it back in?
How did they know that he did it? You
I
know
mean,
what I'm
they
saying?
probably have security footage from the liquor store. I can see that. But like,
Okay.
why would you find the bottle of gin? Those must be some loose-lipped prisoners. That's what it's got to be. Because
Yeah.
like, if you find a bottle of gin, you're not going to be like, this is from the mayor. You know what I mean? Does it, unless it has a note? Did you leave a note?
I think you're doing fine work, guys. Love, Mayor.
And here's another thing. You're the mayor. If you don't like the rules and regulations, man, make some changes to the justice system.
That's probably a state legislature type.
It's a little too
situation.
far out of his jurisdiction.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
saying. But he is in a position to make changes, is he not?
You would think. But,
Yes.
dude, a felony?
Yeah, a felony. For throwing some booze out there for him, man. Some dry gin, some extra dry gin.
At most, he should get a littering fine.
Right? Right? I mean, unless they somehow are able to prove the conspiracy of him leaving that bottle for someone. That's what I'm saying. He had to have left a note, man. Like
Yeah,
from
either that or-
Benji. From Benji to Carl or something, you know what I mean? Like,
for the good times.
thanks for keeping your mouth shut all these years, Carl. And then Carl rats on him for leaving the bottle of gin.
I'm in here, and he coming in here with me.
He was released on $5,000 bail. The city council had no comment. They said this does not have anything to do with his duties as far as a council member, and therefore they have no comment in Thompson, Georgia. So that's where the city council stands as of right now. Do you think he'll lose his job as the mayor?
Yeah. You know, we had a county commissioner down here that they ended up having to like run that battering ram truck that the sheriff's deputies have through
Yeah.
his house and arrest him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What was he doing?
I forgot what he did. He was barricaded. He had done something, and then he was barricaded. And this is like Sun City Peachtree where this happened. This is like not a bad part of town. This is a retirement community.
Right. Shouldn't be no battering rams out there.
Right. Right.
That's crazy,
Dude.
man. Even to Spalding County.
We went to town for Saturday, and Griffin was griffining big time, dude.
Oh, what'd you see?
There was police cars and crackheads and pajama pants.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
it was wide open Griffin, full throttle Griffin.
Full throttle Griffin. Have you made your way to the sock shop yet?
Not lately. I'm
Okay.
My prints come in this week, or today, so I'm probably
Ah.
going out there. I might run out there this week. Send Mary Beth.
Gotcha.
She likes it.
Gotcha.
Ready
Do I get one of those, man? Do I need to pay for one of these things? Because I want one. I want to be one of the first ones.
Okay. And if they turn out good, then there will be some last night's coffee merch.
Yeah, stay tuned for more on that, guys. We're looking at making some new merch for you guys, possibly available for purchase for
Yeah,
our.
there'll be some last night's coffee merch, some pushing like a dump truck merch, like the freaking wheelman hat that I got on.
Yeah,
That freaking wheelman. So
I love it, man. I love it. I'm looking forward to it. We got some new things. We're stepping it up little bit by little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
episode 161. It's time we start doing a few things.
yeah, so but this will be a CRO hoodie.
Yeah.
For Charlie's racing, because he's had some
Yep.
people, man, you got shirts, I want a shirt. So we're gonna put some shirts together.
Yep.
This is our first run to see how it goes. We got the press, so we found a place that can make the prints, and we can buy the hoodies. And man, we're so grassroots around here that we're trying to do everything possibly that we can on our own.
Right.
Till we have to pay somebody.
Right. Sure. And I love that.
So
I love that approach, man. It keeps you out of debt.
yeah, it keeps you out of debt, but doggone, man, you can't get some of that time back.
I know the resources would be nice at times, right?
Yeah, I'm working on the logo. I might work on it when we get done with the show today. For the Pushing Like a Dump Truck podcast that Charlie does.
Okay.
I'm using AI to make part
Sweet.
of it.
Sweet.
And I'm trying to get a Tonka. My idea, if I can get the AI to act right, is I want a Tonka truck, but it looks like a NASCAR. So a Tonka dump truck, NASCAR.
Yeah.
And then make it off of that. Speaking of AI, I got to wondering, and I put it in there, but it didn't turn out like I wanted to, and I didn't play with it anymore. But if a cricket, you know how they want people to eat crickets?
Mm-hmm.
If a cricket was the size of a lobster, would we be more likely to eat it?
God, no. Imagine that smell, dude. Whew. You ever kept crickets for a little while?
Yeah, they stink.
They stink, man.
What would the song of a lobster-sized cricket sound like at night?
Oh, dude, when you get on YouTube and listen to that stuff, man, it is so peaceful. It's amazing the orchestra those things put together.
Yeah, but lobster size.
I know, that would be so loud.
I mean, you wouldn't be able to sleep, right?
I wouldn't think so, man. I wouldn't think so. What if, man, I bet the Amazon jungle has something close to that, dude.
Let's Google it.
Lobster-sized crickets. Or maybe world's largest cricket. I don't know.
Lobster-sized cricket. A mole cricket is the biggest cricket.
Okay.
1 to 1.25 inches long.
Oh man, that's not a tiny little guy.
It's not a tiny cricket, but I'm talking about a lobster. Wait, what's this?
Sure.
Giant lobster crickets? Ooh. What is
Send it
this
to me.
thing? Huh?
Send it to me.
Uh,
I'll put it up on the show. Send it to me after the show.
a subfamily. I can't say this stuff. Okay? I don't speak Latin.
Yeah.
But just Google Panopocilius? Pano Paso C Pano Pan how do you say Panopoulos?
Okay.
So it's a Panopoulos cricket.
Okay.
How
How about those guys?
about those guys? They don't look tasty. They can get up to 2 to 3 inches long, 2.5
Ooh.
to 3 inches long.
Ooh.
They got a turn to generate sound generator. I don't know. It's big words. But I'm talking a lobster-sized cricket, man.
Yeah.
Like, would you cook it in butter? Because a lobster is a big insect. It's a big
Huge.
bug,
Huge.
and they are great with butter. I had lobster balls at Captain D's this weekend.
King of Captain D's.
I ordered the most expensive thing on the menu. I'm not gonna lie. It was the platter.
Of course you did.
It was the platter with the lobster balls and shrimp and fish. Look, man. You got to be a big baller somewhere.
Dude, you can do it at Captain D's. King of Captain D's. That's where you the chain, dude. You know what I mean?
I didn't wear
Did
my
you have
sunglasses today.
Did you have hush puppies?
Dude, I had hush puppies. Put a little vinegar on their hush puppies. The malt vinegar on their hush puppies is
Unreal, right? Unreal.
We got to wrap this show up.
Yes. What's your
That's enough
conspiracy
about-
corner this week?
My conspiracy corner this week is Paul McCartney died in 1966 and was replaced by a lookalike.
Get out of here. Get out of
Rumor
here.
Began circulating in 1966, gaining broad popularity in September of 1969, following reports on American college campuses. According to the theory, McCartney died in a car crash, and to spare the public from grief, the surviving Beatles aided Britain's MI5 to replace him with a McCartney lookalike, subsequently communicating this secret through subtle details in their albums. So if you play one of the albums backwards, it says Paul is dead. Paul is dead. Paul is dead. I've been hearing this rumor it's Revolution. So here's the 11 seconds out of Revolution.
Okay.
Number 9, number 9, number 9, number 9, number 9.
Well, that's not right.
No.
That's stupid. But
That's not.
anyway, so supposedly, the Beatles song "Come Together."
Yes.
That's also telling you that's supposedly telling everyone that Paul is dead, because it's a song about a dead guy.
No.
Yeah. Come together over me. He wears no shoe shine because he ain't got shoes on. Because you don't bury people with shoes.
I don't buy it, man, because look at the Paul McCartney we get now. Look at some of the performances we've had.
Oh, I have never believed this.
It's hard for me to believe. It's really hard for me to believe.
Yeah, so them walking across. Okay, here is the proof according to the people that believe this.
Okay.
Abbey Road.
Abbey Road.
The album cover. When they're walking across the road in the album cover, Paul does not have shoes on.
And that's where this all stems from.
They put all this together, and that's what it comes from.
I just don't buy it, man. I just don't buy it. I think we've had too many convincing performances since then from him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, for one, plastic surgery wasn't that good back then.
No.
for two, how do you find somebody that looks exactly like Paul and sounds exactly like Paul
Right.
and is hated by Yoko just as much?
Well, I mean, they did it in Mission Impossible. They changed the face of people in Mission Impossible and the
Well,
voice
And Face Off.
and face off.
I'm still to this day convinced that Nicolas Cage is really
John Travolta.
John Travolta and John Travolta. I mean, you can't tell me they're not.
We seen it in a movie, dude. It's real.
In the movie, it happened.
It's
I
real.
give this conspiracy one bean.
Yeah, one bean. I don't buy it. I love watching some of Paul McCartney's performances nowadays, and I think that is the true Paul McCartney.
So if he is bigger than a national treasure, what would he be? A universal?
Well, he's
treasure?
British, so he's not going to be our national treasure.
Well, I know he's not our national treasure.
He is a worldwide treasure. He's an international treasure.
He's an international treasure.
That's what he is.
Well, I just checked Facebook. We have a sailboat on fire.
Uh-oh.
It's Hatchie. So that's awesome.
You got a meme for me this week, dude?
Looking for my memes, and then I found that. So
All right. Is that it? I got you pulled up.
that's it, man.
Is that the meme?
That's me.
All right. Isn't it weird how you can trust your dog to guard your home, but not your sandwich? Them dogs, man. Yeah, that is a little weird. That is a little weird. You can't trust a dog around any food. Not my dog.
No, they will eat it. But they'll guard the house. I don't know if your dog will guard the house.
Not that well, no. She guards it from like little rodents. Like she'll chase squirrels and stuff like that all day. She'll eat any sort of animal she can catch up to.
Yeah, mine will guard it from the package delivery people.
Yeah, my dog loves people. So
Natty will
great
get,
meme, man.
Natty will get in the UPS truck.
She'll climb up in it.
Yeah, she's done that before.
Do they have to kick her off?
I just come here, dog, and they want to pet her. Maybe she'll make it on that Facebook page. The dogs
Maybe
of
one day. Yeah, dogs of UPS.
Yeah. All right.
All right, man. It's been a great show, dude. Episode 161 in the books.
Check out the Eating Chambers.
That's
Check
right. Shout them out.
Like a dump truck.
Yep.
We don't really hate any pastors, but we do have some disdain for some mega church pastors.
Yeah, mega church pastors, dude. They're a different
Well,
breed.
Like a car salesman.
Right. Sleazy, slimy.
The used car salesman.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Signing off. Thanks for tuning in, Night Shifters.
Hey, and if you got something that you want to be locally hated, shoot me a text and we'll hate them.
That's right. Submit your entries to the show. You can comment on Spotify now. Do that. You can comment on YouTube. Do that. Reach out to us. We are willing to engage with you guys. We appreciate you listening.
And stay tuned for ASMR with Chuck. Coming to a podcast near you.
I'm ending this recording. That guy in a little coat.